Okay, for this lecture, we're going to talk about radio buttons. Now go back with your developer.mozilla.org and then type in radio button. So let's search for the input type for a radio button. So look for the input type, radio, and then look for the example. Now the example is almost the same as the checkbox, however, you can set the type into radio, and you can set also the ID, the name, and the, of course, the value. Now for this one, you can only click one for this example, but there is a way for us also to click all. But then again, here's an example. Okay, so I'm going to insert here in between this part. So I'll type in input and then I'll set radio. Okay, so save the file and make sure that you're going to refresh it. So save it and then refresh. So you have there a button. So let's fix that part. Let's create a BR for this part. So enter and then set on break lines. 2 break lines so that it will be, of course, entered or sent to the next line. Okay, and then now let's copy and paste this line 3 times so that we will create at least 3 radio buttons, just like the ones on the example. Okay, you need to save and then refresh, so you'll have 3 boxes. Now the problem with these 3 boxes is that you can click the 3. For this example, you can also click only at least 1. Now there is of course a way for us to fix that problem. Now on the name, it must have the same name as the 3 radio buttons. For this example, we're going to set shirt size, and then this shirt size should be the same. Take note, it should be the same on the 3 radio buttons. Save this file and then refresh your file there, and this time you have this, or you can now select 1. Okay, this time we're going to put an ID or a label, so set this one to ID, and then I'm going to make a shirt size. Let's just say I'm going to go with an extra small, or I think I'll go with an XL for this example, and then I'm going to set another ID. For this one, it will be, at least I think it will be on the medium, and the last one will be, of course, on the last part, it will be on the large one. So I set this one letter L. Okay. Okay, the next one we'll put on a label. So I'll set this one to a label, and then I'll set in extra small. So I have actually mistake on that ID part, but then this time I'm going to set for the 4, it will be XL, and of course on the input type, on medium, I'm going to set again another label, which will be label followed by, just saying I'll go with the 4. Oops. So set in 4, and it should be medium, so the same as that one. And then I'm going to set medium, and the last one will be on large, so I'm going to set on the label to be, of course, large. Save your file, and then don't forget to refresh every now and then. So I'm going to save, and then of course you can click now these radio buttons, and of course by their names also. Then we can click this one, and then we can click submit, but this time the problem here is that the value is of course on. Now this is of course not, it's of course a problem for us if we're going to send this one to the server. So instead, I'm going to copy and paste that one. Let me show you. So shirt size is of course on, but it doesn't tell which or what is of course the value. So this is not of course useful. Okay, so let's find a way that if we click something, it should appear a certain output. So this is of course the purpose of the value attribute. So on the attribute, so this will be sent to the server with a specific name. Now, like I said, I have a problem with this one, which is I didn't correct with this one. Would be on the extra small, okay, XS. So for this one, I'm going to set the value to be an extra small. This way, when we click on a button, this will of course appear on the URL, or it will be sent with the specific word to this server itself. So I'm going to set this one to XS, this big letter, and this one will be medium, and the last one will be of course the large, or the letter L. So make sure to save your file every now and then. Refresh, and let's refresh. Oops, refresh, and then we're going to select extra small and then submit. Watch the URL. Now this time it already changes. Instead of on, it's already extra small. So that solves the problem. That's how we create or use radio button the simplest way.